Anyway, it gives me great pleasure to introduce episode 140 of the Sussex by the Sea podcast. And we have got two wonderful gentlemen here. One, the Mark Chapman, he will be referred to as Chappers as much as I can, returning to the show. He was on episode 57 about 3.5 years ago.
God, was it that long ago already? Bloody
Yeah,
hell.
not one grey hair has grown since then.
I was going to say, you haven't aged a day, Chris.
Well, I'm sorry, I've got video evidence that I have, and Mark Craig, who's a big time Sittingbourne fan, also a Kent member. So I might have to give him a little cough and see if he can get me some Kent tickets one day. But gentlemen, first of all, hello.
Hello there. Good evening.
Hello, Chris. Good to see you again.
And welcome. Yeah, no, absolutely delighted to see you. Now, Sittingbourne have had a fantastic season. 100 points already. Well, one game to go. What's that against Ramsgate at home, who obviously have hopefully have given up the ghost, and because they got stuffed by Margate this week, and they're going to give you 3 more points. But you've fantastic season, great cup runs. You did 100% in the playoffs. How's it been, and what a season for your boys?
The season, probably the best I've ever seen. I can't put into words. I was hoping at the start of the season we would make the playoffs, but this season has just been something else. The cup runs have been brilliant. It started off, back in the day, or Farnham away, and we had little teams like Kingstonian, Sutton Common Rovers, and then we started to beat the bigger teams, Dover away twice, Enfield at home, Salisbury at home, Winchester away on penalties, and then the South End to top it all off. Just amazing how we managed to do that, and obviously we lost to Aldershot. We didn't disgrace ourselves. Obviously we played really well that day, but obviously they had just a little bit too much for us. I was a bit worried that the cup runs might derail our season. It hasn't done so. We've just carried on in the same vein. But unfortunately, we've just hit that juggernaut, which is Ramsgate, who just haven't stopped, even when they've been 1-0 down on numerous occasions. You knew they were going to just come back and win, so they have done. I know a lot of people have been talking about the 100 points, but we knew at the start of the season, there's only one team going to win it. And we hoped it would be us, but alas, it wasn't. So now the 100 points doesn't really mean anything, because the playoffs, we all know it's a lottery. Which team of them would I like to face? I don't think it really matters on the day. It's a matter of who turns up. Like we found out last year against Three Bridges. I honestly thought we were going to win. We were 1-0 up at half time and lost 2-1, and that was our season. It would be disappointing this year if that was to end the same, but que sera, sera. We've had the most amazing season. Hope it continues. Nervous as anything, if the truth be known already. We've got a week to go yet, so Mersham, they're a good side. We beat them at home 2-0. I went when we lost 1-0 there on the most horrible pitch. There was no football played, and they knew how to beat us. We're a very energetic attacking team, and if you could slow us down, niggly fouls, fall down, that's the kind of team that can give us a game. We've had a few of them have tried to stop us playing, and without giving anything away to any other, Burgess Hill will know us. We beat them down there. We've drawn at home to them. We beat Margate 3-0 twice. But as we said, it doesn't mean a little thing now. It doesn't mean a thing, because the playoffs are the playoffs. It's just a one-off game, who turns up and who doesn't. So I'll leave it up to Mark to see what he thinks and what he's got to say on the matter now. So
both on and off the pitch, it's been probably the best season I remember, and I've been following the Brickies for a long time. The attendances, definitely since we beat Southend away 1-0 in the trophy, the attendances have shot up. We were averaging just over 200 maybe at the beginning of the season. Last game we got something like 510, which I know Ramsgate have been hitting sort of really big numbers this year, but obviously we don't have, and I don't really like to go on about it, but we don't have the sort of ground in the middle of the town, and we don't, there's always going to be people saying it's too far to get to, but the attendances have been really good this season, and that is a reflection on the way the team have played. We've got a fantastic manager, fantastic background staff, we've really gone above and beyond, and it is quite unbelievable that you can finish the season, on 100 points or maybe more and still not go up. But that's how it is. We know the rules. We know we've got the playoffs now. We start from zero again. We've got Mersham in the next round, in the semi-final. That's going to be tough. Yes, we've not lost at home all season. We've dropped. I think we've drawn twice against Beckenham and then last week against Burgess Hill. Two really tough teams. We know we're going to be in for a battle. I think what's going to hopefully serve us well, you mentioned earlier, Mark, the trophy exploits, and we knocked out something like, I know we knocked out 8 teams on the way to the quarterfinals, and quite a few of them were from leagues above us. I think that experience of having played knockout football, under that sort of pressure, will hopefully serve us well going into the playoffs. I'm as nervous as hell as well. I have total faith in the management team and the players, but I am bricking it, to pardon the pun, as a brickie.
The brickies are bricking it. But yeah, it must be a good nervous, though. As you said, there's a point I was going to touch on, was the fact that you've had such good cup runs. You know how to, you've experienced that nervousness of the cup games, like big, massive ties that you've had and that you've come through. It's all going to help.
Yeah, most definitely.
It's got to count for something, Mark. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, going into these games, so like I hear from different fans that people that actually like to go along and watch playoff football and catch the games. I mean, is there anyone that you would say, do you feel is going to really stand out in these coming games? Do you think anyone? I mean, I know you've got 11 leaders on the pitch, but do you think is anyone you fancy that's really going to just really take the game by the scruff of the neck and win? Bring this Sittingbourne through?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, Chris. I did read that Jack Stevenson's back, isn't he, Mark? I think he came on as a sub against Sheppey, and he's a massive player for us. And I just fancy him if he gets a run out in the playoffs. I just fancy him to score a goal or two. He was in a rich vein of form before he got injured some months back. So. We've got some great players across the pitch, but Stevenson coming back is a massive, massive plus as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, most definitely. To see him, he's come back in 10 weeks from a knee injury. I was at that Erith game and was standing when, and I said to my colleague, I said to my son, sorry, that's his knee gone. You could see it as he landed. And how on earth he's managed to get back in 10 weeks and fit and kicking a football, I do not only know. He must be some man, that's all. I've been still limping for a year, I think. But as Mark quite often said there, we've got 11 leaders. We've got a squad of probably 18, 19 players now. They're all going to be chomping at the bit to want to play that game. There's one player I can pick out. He would be my man of the season. Is the striker Ryan Kingsford. I think he's the linchpin. He holds up front. He can score goals. It's just what he can do. He holds the ball up. He's just a player. Yeah, all the other guys. We've got seven guys that have scored 10 goals or more this season. He's obviously one of them, but he does so much more as well. You could just name anyone in the team, from the right back to the left back, all of them. But for me, he's the man. I think he's the one that holds the key.
Definitely. To jump in and say, look, commiserations to all Hastings supporters.
Oh, he had to bring them up. He had to bring it up.
I'm sure you'll be back. I hope we're playing each other 2 seasons from now in the Premier.
I was saying before we started to Mark that hopefully you go up. But it ain't the worst. For us, it'd be nice to play you again. Would be a season too soon for you. The problem is, chaps, I don't think Hastings is going to be going up the league anytime soon. I think the words rebuild. We don't have a spine, so it's who knows who's going to be there next season. So
we might play you in the cup then.
Yeah, FA Trophy or something. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Or Velocity. Would you do? You don't do. You're in the Velocity, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, we don't. We try not to go too far in that one, I think.
Yeah. No. Well, that might mean we I'm going to say that means we'll make the second round then if you don't fancy going to on that bit before we go out.
Or you could have a buy on that one quite easily.
Yeah.
But the tragedy that was Hastings' season, that we could talk about that another time. There's not enough time in the world to talk about that. We are talking about Sittingbourne. Just again, chaps, I wish you the best of luck. What a season. Just incredible. Some brilliant memories for you, and hopefully a few more, and lifting the trophy at the end of it.
Yeah, that's what definitely concur with that.
Yeah, cheers.
Hopefully.
Chaps, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks,
I know.
Chris.
Yeah.
You're most welcome.
Cheers,
Thanks, Chris.
Good luck, yeah?
All the best.
Good luck. See you, mate.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
See ya.
Thank you, Chris.
Bye.
Bye-bye.